What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with RK Outpost and GeeksGamers.com, and we don't talk about swimming too much here on Sports Wars, but we're going to today specifically college swimming, because a University of Pennsylvania student is shattering women's records, and there's a good reason for that. It's because for the first 22 years of this person's life, they were a man. Now all of a sudden, they don't want to claim that and are competing in women's sports. And shocker, they're destroying everyone. Take a look at the headline. UPenn transgender swimmer continues dominant season with more record-breaking wins. And this was an article from this morning. I want to go back a few weeks ago to when, well, I guess this is only a few days ago, to when this really started gaining traction. UPenn transgender swimmer sparks outrage by shattering women's records. Leah Thomas, a 22-year-old transgender swimmer at University of Pennsylvania, has been shattering women's records at the school. Before their transition, I'm going to be very careful with the pronoun game here, they competed for 3 years at Penn as a man named Will Thomas. At a meet including Princeton and Cornell on November 20th, Thomas had a 1:43 time in the 200-meter free and a 4:35 in the 500-meter free. These times were records for Penn and would have placed Thomas second and third respectively in the NCAA Women's Championship. It is unknown when Thomas transitioned from male to female, but the swimmer competed as a man as recently as November 2019. So you can actually go and you can see this person's record at Penn. You can see this person right here. 2008-2009 men's swimming and diving. There's Will Thomas. Will Thomas, listen, was a pretty average swimmer. Won a couple meets here and there, when they maybe weren't facing some great competition, but overall, not very much notable. Not a very notable swimmer for Will Thomas. But when Will Thomas becomes this person, Leah Thomas, all of a sudden, they start tracking to be the national champion in all these different events. And that's why people are a little bit upset. And it's interesting, isn't it? All of the woke sports media, all that woke activists that want to pretend like men and women could compete equally if that was the case. All of a sudden, when this happens, when we have a man transition to then compete in women's events, all of a sudden they feel a little bit uncomfortable at it too. They don't feel like that's very empowering to women out there for a man to transition and then compete in women's athletics. And again, there's more record-breaking wins for this person. Leah Thomas blew away their competition Friday night in the 500 free preliminaries and finals at the Zippy Invitation. In the finals, Thomas notched a winning time of 4:34, good enough for a new Ivy League record. So all of a sudden, this person who's not very notable, swimming as a man, transitions, becomes a woman, and all of a sudden is setting records. Isn't that interesting? And it's funny to see some of the activists who aren't very happy, some of the extreme feminists who aren't very happy about this right now. They claim to be very progressive. And all of a sudden, something like this happens, and it doesn't quite fit. It's almost like they can't keep their worldviews straight because they conflict with each other. But that's what's going on right now. This is obviously not fair. Right? The NCAA, when someone does transition, they require them to go 1 year under testosterone blockers effectively. That doesn't negate the 21 prior years that this person had testosterone at levels of a man and was essentially on steroids. When you think about it, that's effectively like a woman being on steroids for 21 years, not taking them for a year, and then coming to compete and thinking that they have no natural advantage. That is garbage. It should be done away with. If they want to actually have some competition for that, either make them compete their assigned gender at birth, right, which is their gender, their actual gender, or what you would do is have a specific thing. If you really wanted to get progressive NCAA, make one just for transgenders to compete. That's what you do, because this is not fair. There's no possible way that any person can look at this and think that this is fair or that this is just or that this is actual competition. This is garbage. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.